So once again, hello everyone, and welcome to this new moon meditation, a very special moon meditation because it's the new moon in Leo and we are in the, let's say, the energy of the Lion's Gate, which is happening in 4 days on the 8th of August. Okay, let's see what we have for this new moon in Leo. As you know, we have a new moon when the sun and the moon are together in the sky, conjunct. And today they are at 12 degrees of Leo. And it was exact at 12:13 Casablanca time, which is where I am at the moment, 11:13 Universal time. So that happened a few hours ago. As you know, new moons mark the beginning of a cycle. So it's a good moment to set an intention, to initiate a movement, start a project. And it's, you can see where 12 degrees of Leo are happening in your chart, and that will give you an indication about the area of your chart that is most affected. Look for the house where 12 degrees of Leo falls. I've been saying that for the past few meditations, that these moons are becoming so powerful that they affect us in general. But there's an extra, let's say, zest or an extra jazz for the house where the moon falls. Leo was, let's see the archetype of Leo. It's the sign, first of all, of rulership of the sun, which means that the sun is at home. That makes it even more powerful. Leo speaks about creativity, about courage, about generosity, about playfulness, and also about sovereignty. Leo, the lion, is the king of the forest, or of the jungle, rather. And it's the sign that is most related to the heart. Out of all the signs, Leo is the one that really speaks about the heart, for its warmth, for its ability to shine, for its generosity, and all that I've just said about Leo. It's the emotional aspect of fire. So we enter the emotional part of the zodiac, and its mantra is "I can." So that gives you a general view of the archetype of Leo. Let's take a look at the key messages. I have to say, it's a super powerful moon with a lot of fire, a lot of beautiful things to work with. And the first, let's say, chapter I want to say is, I've given it the title "Shine Like the Sun," or I should have said "Shine Like a Leo," kind of thing. Yeah, really. Because we have the sun and the moon connected to the North Node in Aries. And the North Node is our collective destiny, where we are heading, or where we are supposed to be heading. And Aries, the mantra of Aries, is the "I am." And that is forming a trine. So we have a triangle of fire in the sky, because that is also connecting to a fixed star, which is actually a master star called Antares in Sagittarius, the spiritual aspect of fire. And that's absolutely, this aligns with other information that I'll speak about in a moment, but it's really, really super potent to have that triangle on this day in particular. First of all, Leo and Aries are the two signs that speak about sovereignty. So there is something here that wants us to, wants to remind us about our sovereignty. And to be in a state of sovereignty is a state where you follow your own compass and where you are standing in your own power. That's very important to keep that in mind. We've been working on this for many moons by now, but it's still another super strong reminder of that it's very important to trust our inner voice. without being afraid of making a mistake, because by making the mistakes, we will learn how to fine-tune our hearing of that voice. The voice speaks the truth. Our hearing can be disturbed by our mental conceptions, by our emotions, by many factors. But the more we listen to it, the more we'll be able to get the actual essential message that it's telling us. Antares, on the other side, is associated with the Lugh, the god of the light. And for those who follow the Celtic celebrations or Celtic dates, Lugnasad was 3 days ago. And Lugnasad celebrates the god Lugh, the god of the light. So here we are, like completely submerged with light from the sun in Leo, with Antares, and being very close to Lugnasad that just happened. So what's the meaning of Antares? Antares is the star that asks us to rebuild the bridge between heaven and earth and to reconnect with our guides. What it says is, like, by opening our heart, it will allow us to hear the messages of the spirit. So it's completely reinforcing the message of the sovereignty that is coming from Aries and Leo in this trinity that we have in the sky. So this is reminding us of the foundation we are working from, to progress, to evolve, to find our path, to ascend, to rise our consciousness, however you want to call it. And that foundation is the place where where I recognize my own presence, that's the I am, that I express and manifest, that's the I can of Leo, so that I can reach the sky and the heavens where I see, because I can see all from the heavens. And that's what Sagittarius is telling us, the place where Antares sits. And it also speaks about the 3 aspects of the fire that we are being exposed to during this moon. It starts with the spark in Aries. The divine spark kind of descends in the first sign of the zodiac in Aries, and it just ignites the process that is going to take us through the 12 archetypes. And in Leo, it reaches its state of fire. You know, it's the actual form of fire, from the spark to the completely developed fire. And it ascends into, it transforms rather into Sagittarius, into its aspects of light and warmth. So do you follow how from the spark we reach something much more, okay, I'm not going to put an adjective on it, but something very different, from the spark to the fire to the warmth, what it gives us, how it nourishes us rather. So really this aspect, or this triangle, is inviting us, basically inviting us to be solar, to be light, to express ourselves, to shine like the sun, really. And we will see how that expands even more in the few other themes that this moon is bringing to us. And I'm speaking to you, I'm like super hot. My heart is about to explode. The second big theme for this moon is the idea of expansion that comes with fire. And we see that in Venus, which has a lot of importance in this moon. Venus is at the last degree of Leo for this moon, 29 something, and is conjunct the master star and fixed star Regulus, also called the heart of the lion, because it's in the constellation of Leo, and it's really at its heart when you look at the constellation. Venus, let's look at what it is. It's the brightest star after the sun and moon, and after that comes Sirius. It's associated with love, and it holds the attributes of creation, beauty, generation, and really connects to the archetype of the mother. It's the bringer of light as well, which means light as consciousness and beauty. For the Phoenicians, it was Inanna Ishtar. For the Egyptians, it was Hathor. So what Venus does, it brings the fire that will ignite our potential and allow it to expand. That's one of the key attributes of Venus. And looking at Regulus, that fixed star, in China, Regulus is present in many cultures. So China is one of them, and where the meaning is still available. And in China, Regulus is related to the Divine Mother. So here we are again with that concept that's been all over for at least 3 months now. It's the constellation of the celestial dragon, and it has the meaning of primordial energy. Primordial energy is Kundalini, clearly. And the dragon represents the link between the terrestrial tree of life, the physical body, and the celestial tree of life, the subtle bodies, in a way. So what Regulus does, it helps us with the rising of the Kundalini in the sense of a rise of energy so that we can create that bridge that Antares was talking to us about a minute ago. So in that sense, Regulus is the royal fire of the heart. So it's the one that once we've passed the test of fire, which means gone through from the spark to the warmth and light without being burned, without burning others, without burning everything, then we find the middle path with Regulus. It really helps us with that. And it also speaks about the balance between the yin and yang energy. So with Regulus, we find a place of equilibrium, which is again the concept that goes with the heart. Absolutely, the heart is really the seat of balance. In biology, that's a really interesting fact in biology that also will help us understand this moon and also how we were going to work with it. The heart is made of a single sheet of muscle, of myocard, that folds itself in a spiral movement. So if you unfold it, it unfolds into a spiral that goes upwards and another one that goes downwards, that move in that spiral in opposite directions. And that creates two poles, which I'll come to that with a bit more detail a bit later. So it's really like that from the heart, we have that movement that goes downwards and upwards and allow us to create that bridge. And if we look at what happens either side of the heart, below the heart are our desires and the necessity to nourish our senses. So it's connected to the more material aspects of our existence. At the heart is the fire of the passion. That's typically the concept of Leo, that gives the power and the will to do and to share things with others. And above the heart, the fire transforms into light, into warmth. It stops burning and consuming things so that it can expand into light. That's where we go towards the spiritual aspect of the fire in Sagittarius. So we have here our two poles, the negative that absorbs the energy, that burns below the heart, and the positive above the heart that expands. And we are clearly invited to sit in the middle, in the heart, at the center, and find the balance between what we have below and what we have above, and to also nourish that movement, because we'll see next how the burning, especially with Pluto, can help us also with that ascending movement towards light and towards warmth above the heart. And because Venus, so if you picture Venus together with Regulus in the sky, is forming a very special geometry in the sky called Finger of Fate with Neptune and Pluto, suggesting that to get to the Divine Mother, to ignite our inner fire and get to and expand into light, we need to go through the teachings of those two planets, the teachings of Neptune and the teachings of Pluto. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and it speaks about our inner perceptions and the subconscious. It teaches us that our emotions are the bridge between the inner and the outer world, and that we need to allow our emotions to be expressed so that we can reach the divine. It really, what Neptune teaches us is to lose control, is really to relax and let things happen and surrender. Imagine yourself going deep in the sea, way away from the shore, and allowing yourself to float. And just surrendering to the waters of the subconscious. This is what Neptune is teaching us. Just lose control and express the emotions. And Pluto, on the other hand, speaks about death. It speaks about the limits beyond which we don't know what is happening. So what is really teaching us is to let go in a different way, let go of what we know. Where Neptune teaches us to let go so that things can come out and teach us about our subconscious and affect our surroundings or our reality. Pluto speaks about letting go of what everything we believe is, or everything that we know and that we think cannot be changed. It's really opening up to unknown possibilities. So it teaches us detachment, to liberate ourselves from a known reality to open up to a new one, clearly. So there's a lot of letting go to be done with this moon. A lot of it. But for a purpose, in order to discover a new possibility, a new path, a new way to be, a new way to exist, a new reality to create for ourselves. And one planet is really feeding into this. It's Uranus, the awakener, the one that connects us with new possibilities that are sometimes not even in our conscious mind. Uranus is the one that pushes us, for change, for innovations, for paths that haven't been walked before. So we have a lot of help to do that work, really a lot of help. So that's the second key concept here, is to expand. To expand in the ways that I just said, as in go beyond what we know, but also allow what's within to come out. And obviously find new paths. That's another, that's the, let's say, the materialization of that expansion, of letting go and allowing emotions to come out. And I want to insist on one thing that we spoke about, which is the Divine Mother, which is appearing with Venus and Regulus and keeps appearing here and there, moon after moon. And I think it's a very important concept to have clear. And today I would like us to look at it from a very specific angle. So Venus, as I said, connecting with Regulus is highlighting that concept of the Divine Mother, which we need to internalize. Venus is one of the personal planets, so it speaks about us as an individual. Regulus is a fixed star, which means it speaks of a level of energy which is way, way, way beyond the individual. It's beyond society. It's really high vibrational, and it gives us very, very subtle information. So here together, what they're indicating is that we need to internalize or integrate the attributes of the Divine Mother within and become our own mother. It might sound very simple and something, you know, yeah, of course, integrate the Divine Mother, but we need to become our own mother, which means our actual mother needs to be left alone, not detached from, you know, just you know, stop relationships or anything of that, but remember that they've done their job, and it's our turn to find the nourishment of the mother within, to integrate that concept within. I hope I get my point across. It's a very important piece of information, and it's essential in our path because in the same way as the internalization of the Divine Father is, that there's no distinction between the two. Both of them, it's very important to integrate both of them in order to walk with more strength on our path. Because this integration is what will help us let go of attachments, because knowing that you are held from within, no matter what, allows you to do the work, allows you to externalize what needs to be externalized. In the same way as internalizing or integrating the Divine Father within allows you to walk without fear. So it's really speaking about recovering essential parts of the feminine energy that we need to awaken the balance within. And we know that the feminine energy is the one that has been less present, or at least in an unbalanced way. We live in a world that is dominated by the male energy. So yeah, that's the last point that I wanted to highlight, and to really insist on that it's a really important component to integrate that for that moon, and an important component in our path. I guess if we could summarize all of this information into one sentence, it could be something like, I find the Divine Mother within, and I allow myself to release my emotions and let go of what I know, so that I can ignite my potential, expand, and build my new path, bridging heaven and earth. I'll repeat that. It's long. I find the Divine Mother within, and I allow myself to release my emotions and let go of what I know, so that I can ignite my potential, expand, and build my new path, bridging heaven and earth. Before we move on to the meditation, perhaps we can ask the Oracle of Agartha what further information they have for us. For those who are new, the Oracle of Agartha is this, and it compiles the wisdom from ancient people, the Pleiadians, the Incas, the Lemurians, etc., etc., and also of the Ascended Masters. So let's see what further information they have for us today. Okay. Okay, it's the ancient Aztecs, and it speaks about the divine hierarchy, which is one of the concepts held by Regulus. When Regulus says, invites us to listen to the subtle, to the divine, they're talking about the divine hierarchies. And let's see what that means. All right. I'm going to translate while I'm reading, because this has been written in French. We, the people of stellar origin, measure the importance of respecting the divine hierarchy. In our organization, we have mirrored the divine hierarchy by placing at the center of our decisions beings that are worthy of trust and of great wisdom. With this message, we come to advise you to place your trust in people who have demonstrated their devotion as well as real wisdom that doesn't expect anything in return. In order to give your trust, you must also yourself demonstrate honesty towards yourself and the interests that you are cultivating. Egotistic interests will attract to you people in which you are susceptible to place your trust in a completely blind way, losing your own capacity to discern. The more your interests are pure and transparent, directed to the collective, the more you will have the necessary discernment to surround yourself with the right people and to achieve your projects. The essential key is evaluate the nature of your interest and show discernment in the choice of your collaborators. That's a very Leo take. Can you see? All right. Let's go to the meditation. I'm lighting a little fire. Be with us for the meditation. Before I guide you through the meditation, I want to make sure that you are clear with a piece of information. We will be using our North Node and our South Node today, the same as the last time, and which are 2 points in your astrological charts. If you know them, if you know where they are, it's good. If you don't know, it doesn't matter. It works equally well because we won't be using any mental information about where they are. We just need to connect with that, with what they represent. And that I'm going to explain right now. Your South Node represents where you come from, the experiences you've accumulated and from your previous incarnations, etc. Your North Node represents where you are heading to in this life and what you have set yourself to learn in this incarnation. So it's where I'm coming from, and the North Node is where I'm going to make it simple. So just keep that in mind for when we work with it. And now I am going to share the music. Okay. I hope you hear me well. Normally you should be hearing everything okay. Find a comfortable position, ideally seated so that your spine is vertical and not lying on the floor. And we start by taking a few breaths, a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Do that a couple of more times, releasing any excess of energy, any ideas, any emotions that don't belong to this moment or to this space. And come back to normal breathing, placing your entire attention on your breath. Slowly, and as your focus sharpens, start breathing along your spine, inhaling from your perineum to the crown, exhaling from your crown to your perineum. I breathe in, I open my crown, I breathe out, I connect to earth. Each time, a little deeper. And now, while I'm breathing, I place my attention on my spine, and I become aware of every vertebra, starting from the coccyx. I climb up my spine, vertebra by vertebra. I take the time that I need to feel my spine with precision. And I keep moving up the spine, step by step. Until I reach the atlas, the first vertebra that supports my head. And I become aware of my axis, from my coccyx to the atlas, that I extend above me and below me, placing my north node above my head and my south node below my feet. I feel my axis and its polarity, positive above me, negative below me. And I stand in the center, in the heart. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And gently, I start directing my breath to my navel. I inhale, directing oxygen or energy into my navel. And with the exhale, I expand this energy around me and below. I continue for a few cycles. Inhaling into my navel, focusing all the energy there, and exhaling, expanding it around me and below. After a few breaths, I listen and feel the echo of my expansion coming back from Earth. I feel her support. I feel her nurturing embrace. I feel completely held, unconditionally, with her love. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I move up, placing my attention in my heart. I breathe in oxygen and energy into my heart. And with the exhale, I expand it all around me. I continue for a few cycles. And with each cycle, I expand this energy further out and further out until I reach the end of the universe. And when I reach that limit, like the membrane of a cell, I become aware of all the universes around me, touching mine, membrane against membrane. And I acknowledge the multiple realities around me. I see the possibilities that the surrounding universes open or inspire me. And at the same time, I understand that we're all part of one single existence. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I move up to my third eye. I place my entire attention in a point at the center of my head. In there, I breathe in, bringing oxygen and energy into that point. And with the exhale, I expand it around me and above. With each breath, I expand this energy further out, further away, further above me. Until I find myself connected to the universal mind, the great mind. And I understand that I am a spark of that great mind, constantly creating new realities. And I understand that this spark is what ignites my inner fire to develop into a full fire in my heart until it transforms into light and joins the great mind once again. that way, I am constantly bridging heaven and earth, going up and coming down. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I release my breath and observe. And I connect with my heart, understanding that from there I constantly fuel my North Pole and my South Pole, my positive and my negative, that my heartbeat constantly ignites the fire, the spark, to turn it into light, and comes back again as a spark, nourishing my own path and shining, nourishing others around me. And from my heart, I ignite my potential, expand, and build a new pathway in the tree of life. Expanding the possibilities for all existence. And I activate with my voice. And I remember that I can, for I am. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And slowly I come back here and now. Moving my body very gently. My head, my hands, my arms, my neck, twisting my spine, and when I'm ready, I can open my eyes and come back with everyone. Thank you very much once again for being here. And I wish you a beautiful, thank you. I wish you a wonderful new moon.
Thank you.
And a wonderful Lionsgate in 4 days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao, everyone.